it's me Mariah and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy. I hope you stay a while, check out a few other videos and hit that subscribe button down below. So today's video I'm going to be reviewing the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Jawbreaker palette. I've used this once before already and this is my second time using it. You're going to see an in-depth close-up eyeshadow tutorial of how these shadows work, and then at the end I'm going to share some of my opinions. Now this is my first ever palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Just some brief information on this palette. The price of this is $58. It's, I think, his most expensive palette that he's come out with yet. There are 24 eyeshadows in here. I'm going to open it up and show you guys what it looks like. This is the Jawbreaker palette, and it also comes with a very big mirror, which, let me tell you, this mirror is huge. It is perfect. I can see my whole face in here. That the pan sizes are, you can literally see me. Hello, hi, hello. So I love that these pan sizes are very big. Your brush fits onto it when you use the brush, which I love. Also, I love that the shade names are underneath. I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this fabulous look on my eyes. I'm so excited to use this palette for a video. I hope you guys really enjoy, and if you want to see my thoughts on the Jawbreaker palette and how I achieved this eyeshadow look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to take my e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and I'm just going to take this on with my Luxie Detail Flat Blender. And I literally use this just as a base, so I just put this all over just like that, and then I just pack it onto my lid, and I use this as a base. And I use this one because it is in the shade Light Peach, so it's really light, almost white on my skin. I can't really use it as concealer, but it's a perfect shade for a base because it really helps the eyeshadows pop out because it's so light. So there it is, it's blended in. You want to make sure it's not gooey and too tacky. You want to make sure it's blended into a thin layer that's tacky, but it's not like sopping wet that it's gonna like mess up all of your eyeshadow. So next I'm going to go in with a packer brush, and this is from Motives, and then another great option is from Morphe, and this is the E18 brush. It's a very short, dense packing brush, so you can literally use either one of these. I'm just going to use this one because it's what I use in the other eye, so there's already blue on here. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Soaked, literally like dab it on, and then just pack. I'm not blending right now, I'm just packing, and you can see how extremely pigmented this eyeshadow is. And I'm gonna kind of pack in a circle around the shape of my eye, but not going above my crease, because once I start to blend, it's gonna go higher than my crease and it'll blend out nicely. I don't want to bring it too high up and there's just like shadow. I mean, a lot of people do that, but it's just not my vibe. And do you know where your crease is when you go like this? It's the little indent. Okay, so now it's packed on. It looks messy. So now I need to blend it. My favorite little detail blending brush is the Morphe M506. This is an amazing detail blender brush. And what I do is I dabble back into that blue shade very lightly, not too much, and then I just start to do circular blending motions around those edges. And that'll help to blend out those edges. So you can see it's starting to blend out a lot better. So now to help blend it even more, I'm gonna go in with the shade Brain Freeze right here. And that's a lighter blue, so I'm only gonna take a little bit and I'm just going to add it along the edges. That's really going to help to blend that shade out and do like a nice gradient color, so it's not just a dark blue. It's dark and then slowly gets lighter, so that helps to keep it blended and looking nice. Okay, so now we're gonna get on to completing the halo eye. This can be really tricky. Don't be disappointed if it's your first time and you can't really nail it, because I still struggle with doing a halo eye. I'm gonna be using the same concealer that I used as a base, the e.l.f. concealer, and I'm going to be using this brush from Sephora, and this is a Pro Angled Lip Brush. It looks just like this. It's kind of big. I don't understand why I would be using the lips, but I really like this because it's extremely precise and it helps me really carve out that halo eye. So I'm just going to take a little bit of concealer on it. I literally just touch along the handle. I don't even take out the whole thing. Just like that, like literally a little bit. And I start with a little bit so I can sketch it out first, and then I work my way up into a lot. So I kind of start at the base. Another thing I do is that once you start to pack on concealer on top of the eyeshadow, you'll notice that your brush will pick up the eyeshadow on the concealer. So I always like to take it off in the back of my hand so I'm not mixing blue with my concealer, because I want this concealer to be as white as possible, so when I do put other shades on top of it, it's not mixing with a bunch of colors. So I just keep wiping it off in the back of my hand every single time I use the brush on my eyes. And you know how wide to go with it is because you want to do it the length of your actual eye, like the colored part of your eye. So from like right here to right here is how you want the width of it to be. That you can open your eye and it'll show you where the line should go up to, and round it out up here so I really get a rounded look. And the way you can do this also is just following the natural shape of your crease. Now I just need to buff out the end parts of it, because I really want to make sure that everything blends into the halo. The way you do this is don't pick up any more concealer. Make sure there's not concealer on your brush. Turn it sideways and just begin to feather it on the ends. Continue to feather it so there's no harsh line there and that it is nicely blended in with the eyeshadow we have down. Okay, so now you can see it's pretty much blended in. There's not really a harsh line. So taking a flat concealer brush, this is just a little Morphe brush, I'm going to wet it ever so slightly with just a setting spray. And I'm going to go into this magenta shade called Cotton Candy. And we're just going to stamp this on the outer parts of this halo, closest to the blue areas. When it gets up here, I'm going to turn my brush so I can line it. And we're going to do it to the other outside area. Now going in with another flat concealer brush, I'm going to go to the shade right above it called Jawbreaker. This shade is so beautiful. And I'm just going to go right down the middle like a literal line. Just like that. Now right now it looks a little bit messy, a little bit unblended. So now we just really need to focus on getting these colors blended together nicely. So I'm going to feather that Jawbreaker shade into Cotton Candy. And then I'm going to go back and forth trying to blend in Cotton Candy with the blue shade. Okay, so now I think that looks pretty good. I'm just going to curl my lashes and put on some mascara. So for my lashes, I'm using the House of Lashes in Iconic Lights. Okay, and now I'm just going to take a black liquid liner. This is by the Balm Cosmetics, and I'm just going to go over the top of my lashes so that there is no glue residue that you can see when I blink or anything. Okay, so I did my full face of makeup, and now I'm going to do my waterline, under eye area, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go in with that blue shade Soaked. Now I'm going to use the flat concealer brush again, and I'm going to go back into Jawbreaker, and I'm just going to put it right here. Okay guys, so this is it for the completed eyeshadow look that I did. Now, talking about the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. I have never owned a Jeffree Star palette before. This is my very first palette that I've ever bought from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Now, when it comes to colorful shadows in general, I don't have palettes from other brands besides Morphe. I have the Morphe 35B, and then I have the James Charles palette, and those are the only colorful palettes that I own. So I don't know what colorful shades are outside of the brand Morphe. So to get a palette like this, this was like my first super colorful palette. I have to say, the minute I put these on, now this is my second time using the palette. The first time I put them on, the second I just packed on the shadow, I was like, okay, this is automatically 10 times easier to use than a Morphe palette. And the Morphe palettes are not bad. Like I said, I'm used to using them. They're the only ones that I've used, and I've always created colorful looks with them on my Instagram. So I've never had an issue with them before. I'm not saying that the Morphe ones are completely bad, but you can just tell the quality difference. So stepping out of the Morphe brand with colorful shadows and pressed pigments and coming into Jeffree Star Cosmetics, I definitely noticed a big difference. And I noticed how easier these were to blend, how easier it was for the colors to blend together. The quality of these shadows are amazing. They blend amazing. They're super buttery. They're super pigmented. They're really, really good. The only complaint I do have is that there is a little bit of kickback and fallout once you hit the pan with your brush. That isn't a huge problem for me. It doesn't bother me. I said that it was a complaint or problem just because I know for other people that's going to be a downfall. For me, it's not. So far, the past 2 times I've used them, I've loved the looks that I've created. I've loved how it all worked. So I definitely recommend this Jawbreaker palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I really love it, and I will continue to be using it. Follow me on Instagram at Mariah Elise Makeup so you can see all of the looks I create using this palette. That is the end of this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked me reviewing this, if you liked me doing a close-up eyeshadow look. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you're notified every single time I post a video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!